Hello friends, I am Ganesh Subramanian, Ganesh IAS Academy Director. And in my previous video, I had told you that we shall discuss questions relating to ethics paper and particularly the questions relating to the quotations. You know very well that there are a few questions asked relating to quotations. Few quotations of various great thinkers, eminent thinkers are given, and they are asking a question as to how far it is relevant to present context, or what is your view regarding the quotation in the present context. Such questions are asked. And in my previous video, the introduction video, I had told you how to approach the question. Let me reiterate that in this video first of all. The approach is a five-fold approach. One is, first of all, in that quotation, try to identify the core value or the concept that is represented in that quote. Second is, find out whether the quotation is relevant in the present context. If so, why? And as a corollary of the second approach, second point, we will have to identify the causes, the causative factors that make that quotation or the idea contained in that quotation to be relevant for today. And the fourth one is how it is impacting the public governance or administration as a whole, how it will take the central meaning of the quotation, how is it more related to or shaping up the public governance so that the governance becomes more good governance and ethical governance. And the fifth one is how it actually shapes the individual's ethical conduct, how it helps building the individual's ethical conduct. These are the five things that we are supposed to focus on that. The first question what we shall discuss today is the question that was asked in the year 2021. The question was relating to the quote given by Swami Vivekananda. Let me show the question to you so that you will have a clarity about what the question is all about. See, the question is, every work has got to pass through hundreds of difficulties before succeeding. Those that persevere will see the light sooner or later. Swami Vivekananda. If you look at this question, the core values or the concept that is represented in the quote is perseverance. The quote itself contains the term persevere and endurance. See, basically what he says is that every work has got to pass through hundreds of difficulties before succeeding, and those that persevere will see the light sooner or later. Now, how we can approach this question today? Why is it relevant even today? It is more relevant today because, see, there is another very important thing which I would like to tell you, is that when you answer this question, you have to focus on the values as well as the ethical aspect. Because this paper is belonging to, this question is belonging to ethics, the fourth paper, therefore the ethical dimensions have to be brought out. See, when you consider ethical behavior, what do you mean by ethics? Even Vivekananda says ethical behavior is an intentional act of carefully considering the impact of actions on lives of the others, the family, their friends and community. And it involves intention, attitude and perseverance. So this is more relevant to public governance because in today's context, see, we are a very complex society. And when it comes to policy making or when it comes to even decision making at the individual level, the situations are very complex and multiple factors are involved. As a result, we have a tendency to, there are more tendencies and more motivations to settle down for smaller things, settle down for certain compromises. See, we quickly compromise our ethical behavior, ethical conduct for profit. When I say profit, it not necessarily means the money profit or the profit in the financial aspect, but it could be the profit in terms of your, in terms of materialistic profit as well as the personal gains. Even a promotion in the office is a profit. So what happens if you compromise on certain ethical aspects? For instance, there have been several case studies. I remember having seen the case study relating to two case studies relating to engineers constructing a bridge, where if you disclose it, then there is a probability that you may lose your fortunes, like promotions, or you may be receiving the wrath of your superiors and fellow engineers and fellow workers as well. So in that context, what should I do? Should I go for a compromise and settle for my gains? No. Similarly, when it comes to public policy making, there are several policy measures which may be unpalatable when you look at the policy option from the populist perspective. But at times, the government has to have a very strong moral and ethical commitment to serve the better pills to the people, so that in the long run, the society will have a better policy and the society will have better governance. At times, these ideas may not work. At times, these ideas may be looked down upon. These ideas may be opposed. These ideas may not be received. So it has to undergo different difficulties. If the central moral element of that idea, of that action is intact, and if it is highly ethical, then it can persevere. Only the ethical, moral root of the idea helps that work to persevere, help that work to sustain, and sooner or later it will see the light of the day. And this is all the more important for the individuals as well. So when, as an individual, you want to behave ethically, or when you want to do something, for instance, you want to prepare for civil service examination and you want to clear, your endurance is very important. And your endurance or perseverance is more based on the bedrock of your morals and principles, what you have. Right? You should not leave things away. In Tirukural also, Thiruvalluvar says the same thing. If your morals are strong enough, and if you persevere based on your morals, then whatever you want to achieve, you can easily achieve. So this is how it travels, and this is how it gives this quotation is becoming very relevant to your present context. And further other questions of 2021, we shall discuss in the next video subsequently. Thank you very much. And in case of continuous mentoring and monitoring, you can watch our videos continuously, and we shall discuss more things in the future. Thank you very much, and wish you all the very best in your endeavors.